So, the Denver squad hit the floor last night, and Nikola Jokic, exactly as he visibly does whenever he competes these days, wrote history, eclipsing Oscar Robertson for the second seed in triple-double lore with 182 total across merely 782 career games logged. To put some perspective there, the Big O, known as Mr. Triple-Double, managed it within 140 contests while battling in a time far more offensively juiced than the current league landscape that Jokic is dominating in. While the lone rival that now ranks above Jokic on that historic list, Russell Westbrook, sits at precisely 1288 games played and climbing. Jokic trails by only 25 marks now, and the man turns just 31 later this month. His history-making triple-double performance last night came against the Chicago Bulls. 22 points on just 7 of 12 shooting, 17 dimes plus 14 boards. Jokic also added 4 blocks and dominated both ends of the court in that game. Yet, Jokic still was compelled to grind deep into the fourth frame. This despite Denver outscoring the Bulls by 36 points in the 33 minutes that he played. Right, despite a plus 36 for Jokic, they trailed 65-59 at the break, and were still lagging 104-97 entering the fourth quarter. Yeah. Look, the issue is the Denver Nuggets got blasted by 20 points in the scant 15 minutes that Jokic sat on the pine. So again, last night he was forced to blow past his supposed minutes cap, for now the third straight game in just the 5 matches played since returning from a month hiatus, nursing a bone bruise and hyperextended knee, suffered in a game against the Miami Heat on December 29th. Jokic, who was slated to sit out initially for 4 to 6 weeks, at which point he was then scheduled to be reevaluated, came back sooner than expected, missing just about 4 weeks to the day since the injury. Despite coming back early though, and despite appearing largely physically awful in stretches of these bouts, hobbling and grinding up and down the Furses court, the Nuggets continue to push him beyond his stated minutes restriction. That was intended to stay under, quote, 20-some minutes, which he kept to in his first game back against the LA Clippers, playing in only 24 minutes, and then again in his second game back, playing just 29 minutes against the Oklahoma City Thunder. But then in the next 2 tilts after that against the Pistons and the Knicks, he shattered the cap playing in 33 minutes against the Detroit Pistons. And the very next night on a back-to-back against the Knicks, he posted 45 minutes. 78 minutes in consecutive days is pure insanity for this guy. He looked predictably awful, by the way, in the fourth quarter and both overtimes against the Knicks. And the Jokic haters out there, no doubt, will be firing shots at him for his performance in the fourth and the 2 overtimes, which is completely laughable and just outright stupidity. Clearly he isn't physically right nor conditioned for that volume of minutes on a back-to-back. Likely he shouldn't have even been suiting up at this stage of his comeback on back-to-back nights, let alone logging 45 minutes on the second night of those back-to-backs. But since he finally got 2 days rest after that game, Jokic again looked predictably like the most efficient and easily the top player on earth last night against the Bulls. But the Nuggets medical crew really needs to get it together before they break Nikola Jokic. Aaron Gordon, remember, returned from his knock seemingly sooner this season than advised, because shortly after he went and re-aggravated that exact same hamstring. Yet he is now sidelined 4 to 6 weeks again, having missed 6 weeks earlier this season. Christian Braun also seemingly came back too early from his injury, an ankle injury that cost him 23 games earlier this year. He played in just 3 games before missing another 11. The medical team had better make sure they don't do the same thing with Nikola Jokic. And you know what? Perhaps we need to start turning the attention to this training staff to examine just what the hell is going on with this team. As ravaged by injury as any squad I have ever seen. Emerging fourth-year talent Peyton Watson stands as the newest victim, as he is slated to sit at least a month now with that hamstring tear. Watson stands as the 6th Nugget roster piece this year to sit out at least 3+ weeks straight alongside Jokic, Aaron Gordon, Christian Braun, Cam Johnson, plus Jonas Valanciunas. Consider Jokic, Gordon, Cam, Braun, plus Watson are effectively 5 of their 6 top talents. Still, the Nuggets are quite shockingly in the 3 spot for the present. Now they are slipping deeper and deeper behind the San Antonio Spurs, who are sitting 3 games out of the blue ahead of them in the loss bracket for the 2 seed. Plus, Denver is simply 1 loss from dropping to the 5 spot and merely 2 defeats from tumbling all the way to the play-in tournament mix. Look, and did I note the single man to avoid the injury this season? Jamal Murray fell down last night with 4 minutes to run in the fourth, headed directly to the locker room and did not check back into the tilt. Look, the Nuggets should look to scale those minutes back a tad on Jokic now. As potent as this squad looks, they could be if they ever get all of their pieces back for the title push. That is a concept which is seeming increasingly more and more like an absolute pipe dream because they are never going to stay healthy. They likely will probably end up logging a total of 12 games this campaign, with their whole rotation before heading into the postseason. See, it doesn't look probable that they will be able to pull it all together in time for any sort of a serious title bid. Then maybe just protect the health of your all-time talent who has never truly been hurt before. He doesn't know how to handle this injury rehab. Then maybe the training crew and the other elders in the club have to save him. Jokic, after all, has a lot of tread left, as again, he only turns 31 this February, and he promises to shatter the record books. God knows how absurd this final triple-double figure will seem. Jokic, just saying, for any of you stat-padding conspiracy theorists out there, has now logged a triple-double 78 times by the end of the third quarter. That represents 43% of his total triple-doubles. It is 43% of his career triple-doubles and is basically more fast finishes than any other player since '98. Russell Westbrook holds the second most such games with 59, while Luka Doncic has done it just 22 times. The Denver Nuggets will be in battle next on Monday night against the new-look Cavaliers before finishing up their pre-All-Star break calendar with the Memphis Grizzlies on Wednesday. And hopefully the Nuggets can avoid breaking Jokic during that stretch. But look, I wouldn't put anything past this medical team.